What's poppin', everyone? It's your boy Levi, and Vanya is the final character release of the season. This video is my day one experience with the character where we try to get a win in 20 games or less. Otherwise, I'll have to do a punishment. Game 1, and I'm going undercover on EU to play this character. It's too early in the day for NA, so we're pulling a heist on EU. And I see that EU has the same hotel problem as NA. Jesus Christ. I slapped on a 4-zone amp build, and we returned to our beloved cemetery, to which I got outdueled with because I don't have any food. I couldn't find any eggs to save my life. Your abilities are very pretty, but they're also pretty simple. Your Q is a projectile that returns in a straight line. Your W is an AoE shroud that does damage over time. You can then recast it to crash down on your location. Your E is a dash with a cast time that does damage and slows on the outer portion. And your ult is a wave that pulses forward. If the second part hits, you can put your enemy to sleep. Waking them up does a burst of damage. And of course, you're an Arcana character, so you get the Arcana weapon skill. So Tree of Life wasn't as free on EU as it was in NA, so let's try our luck at a battle zone. It's the first game, so I don't want to call out any lack of damage yet, but it's kind of looking a little grim. I'll save you the pain of this first game of me losing fight after fight because I didn't have food, and skip to the end. After a long drawn-out fight with Leanna at transfer console, I end up stealing Wick from her, but get third-partied in the process. First game is a third place though. Kind of a spicy start. Oh, I got it! Oh, wow. Lovely. Fucking great that was. Game 2, and we're back on NA. I'm still getting a feel for this character, as you can see with this Laura fight. I don't think she wanted any part of Vanya though, so she ends up backing off and gives me the tree for free. I have a little bit of a crisis though, because I don't really play Arcana characters ever, so I had no idea that you needed 2 ice for this weapon. Oh, I need another ice. Fuck. This thing needs 2 ice? I've literally never built this item. Okay, you know what? I'll go Glacial Shoes first, because I didn't know this thing needed 2 ice. I opt for the shield battle zone this time, and to my success, it works out for me. Oh, I gotta fight a lead island. Oh, I got silenced. Well, Kathy has the ult now. Damn, that killed. Wow, I was not expecting that to kill. Okay, we take those. Big battle zone win. Let's go, baby. Give me that Psych Blade. I go for Psych Blade because based on my playstyle so far, I find that despite being a ranged character, you'll want to sit on top of a lot of characters in melee range. Wanting to snowball my transitions, I path down towards Hospital Tree, and it's free because someone didn't stick around after winning their battle zone. Make sure you watch my next video on a guide on the mid-game of Eternal Return so that you can find out why you should have stuck around after this battle zone to get a free tree. But back to this game though. I'm feeling pretty good with these transitions, so I show up to a Mega, and I see a William. Now in my head, I'm like, cool. William's kind of a squishy character. I'll go for the one-shot since I'm a mage, right? And I get Uno reversed by the William, and he burns me down rather quickly. Okay, well, that worked out well. Definitely could have played that slower. My bad. That new William skin is looking clean though. Lesson learned. This character wants to fight slow. Game 3 and Cemetery has been hella cursed, so we're going to start going to Temple Tree. This is new unexplored territory for the series, but all boys leave home someday. It said so on the TV. Shout out to you if you get that reference. We get Temple Tree for free, and once again I go Glacial Shoes first because I didn't grab enough ice in Hotel. I'm able to pretty much get all the hunts in Temple as well. I'm feeling pretty strong, and since the defense battle zone is here, we stick around. I think the current play is if you're in a battle zone with another Vanya, and there's another player that isn't a Vanya, don't take the fight with the Vanya. It takes too long to kill each other, and with all the shielding that you're doing, you're just gonna get third party like I did. Really? Because he got the kill. Well, that's fun. We may not have gotten the Psych Blade, but there was still a full alley zone that I could hunt. This character takes so long to kill. I should honestly fight the other guy and not try and fight the Vanya because it takes way too long to kill. Despite not getting our transition, I was feeling pretty strong, so I tried my luck at the movement speed battle zone next. And holy do you zip around in your W. I was worried about fighting a Sicela, but we definitely were schmoving. I didn't get the sleep on her, but I was able to run her down for the kill. Got my Psych Blade, and then looked to call in a tree for Empress in Hotel. With Wick spawning soon, we went over to it to Shadow. We're a very slow damage dealer, so we're gonna need that Wick buff to win games. This Nadim was very cocky to try and do Wick in my face like she did, and I was able to pick up the easy kill and pick up the buff as well. Nice. Nice. Okay, we got it. Okay, this is the run. I was pretty stacked. I used the blood for prominence and used the mithril for dress and water. Then I got a tree off of a wolf, called in a meteorite for 4 and made persona. 6 transitions, Wick buff. This was the best it was gonna get. I hyperlooped to a hotel to finish my dress and put the low health Vanya out of her misery. Oh, hello. Nice. Time for a rematch with the Sicela. She didn't get the bubble on my sleep, and I was able to take her down pretty easily. Wick buff is definitely the play with this character. You actually do hella damage with it. All that was left was a 1v1 with the Jackie. I unfortunately didn't get any healing reduction, and my Wick buff ran out. I think if this was any other Jackie than 2H Jackie, I would have won. Sleep is the only thing she really has to worry about parrying, and there's no real way for me to bait it out. She actually ends up mistiming the parry, but I wasted my bonus sleep damage on my E thinking she timed it right. We put up a good fight, but the 20 Mastery Jackie was just a little bit too strong. Well, she jumped over the wall. Ow. Fuck, man. I just don't have the damage. Game 4 and we're adding Hex to the build now. I'm running Grimoire as an accessory just to give the little extra bit of damage since we're going Temple Tree anyways. Been finding that since the fights are slow, I could probably get off multiple rounds of Hex on an enemy. We end up getting the tree a little late and there's already a Vanya on it. It's once again a slow mirror match, so here's the highlights. Okay, that was almost horrible. Nice. I spend an ungodly amount of time looking for glass beads, and we missed the first battle zone. I continue to search and finally get my beads, and notice the Shuichi had ran across earlier was trapped in the zone now due to the pawn battle zone, closing him off. I take him down for the kill and get myself a mithril off his body. Oh, he had a mithril on him. You son of a bitch. One thing I noticed is that I think whenever Vanya was playtested, she probably was thought of being too strong on release. It was stated at one point during her Lumiapedia video that her W was a knockup, but that's since been removed since playing the game. I kind of think that she would be pretty good with it though. I think I played this fight against this Aiden pretty well. Skill shot accuracy can always be improved, but that's just kind of how I am. He parries early and I did a good job of holding on to my ult. We got the tree for glacial shoes and enter the battle zone again. This battle zone ended up being uncontested, so I got my Psych Blade for free. I also forgot I can't TP out of the battle zone because my plan would have been to go to Omega after. Fortunately, I was able to hard farm hunts and call in a force core to make persona. Unfortunately, I was nowhere near Wick. Thankfully, no one took it off spawn, so I tracked it down through Avenue. I got the buff, but the Hyunwoo got the items. And this is why I always say that the buff is more important than the items. Hyunwoo agrees to get the Wick items here, but the Wick items don't matter if you die getting them. And because I didn't risk my life to try and grab them, I was rewarded with them anyways. I decided on red shoes because I learned my lesson about not getting healing cut. I dumped off my traps because I didn't want to use them to win, and call in a meteorite to make 4 score. I decided on holy orders and took my position in the final zone. I had the ABC angle, but the loot killed the Lian just a little bit too quickly. I didn't get the third party, but there was a 1 second differential on his red zone timer to the game timer. And here's where I messed up. I definitely should have stuck to this loot to keep enough distance where he couldn't kill me, but also so that I could keep track of his timer. He ends up getting enough distance and he's able to stall his timer out in the other zone. The loot takes me down and we have another heartbreaking second place. I don't think I win this. Fuck, dude, he's so strong. He had 1 extra second of timer. I should have stayed on him better. The build I'm rolling with is this 4-zone amp build starting in alley. It's technically a 5-zone, but since we're going to temple tree anyways, I don't really consider that a final zone. You can call in paper to make it 4. Game 5 and we get the tree on time. Love to see it. Vanya tries to contest me, but I push her off twice to a point where she can't contest it. Free tree for me. I take a fight with a Kathy, who I think I surprised with how much damage I did with my sleep break. Shit, a meteorite? Give me that cabana. Thankfully, I'm able to find beads much quicker this time around, and I'm sitting good with 2 transitions. I don't quite make it in time for the battle zone, so I opt in the hospital to pick up some hunts. In hospital, I take a fight with a Yawn. I wasn't hard committing to this fight because I saw a Jackie on cams was nearby, and she basically shredded the Yawn. Holy shit, that Jackie's strong. I didn't get the kill, but I'm able to turn things back onto the Jackie. A kill in the hospital tree ends up being my reward, and I make glacial shoes. I hyperloop to beach for the battle zone and notice a meteorite is here. And I kind of make a 200 IQ play here. I can test the Emma on the meteorite, but my goal here isn't to actually kill her. It's just to stall her long enough to where she gets trapped in the battle zone and has to waste time getting it. The Emma decides to waste time getting the meteorite rather than coming over to fight me in the battle zone. She suffers for it, losing the battle zone, and delivers the meteorite to me. If you're ever in this situation, try to do the same thing as me, and if you are the Emma, either commit to the battle zone and get the meteorite after, or if you know there's only one person in the battle zone, forego the battle zone win and run back in and grab it. If that tip helps you, maybe leave a like and subscribe. I appreciate it a lot. The Omega is very enticing, but I have my eyes set on bigger prizes. Wick is spawning, and the plan was to try and take it off spawn to see how quickly I can grab it. And Aiden spoils my plans, and now we have a Wick fight. I don't really have a good execute for Wick. I either have to commit my W for a large damage, and then I can't use it on Aiden, or I can try and burn it down with Q plus weapon skill. I managed to get the Wick, chase off the Aiden, and then claim my items. I used the blood for prominence and ate the Zen vitality. Not gonna lie, I don't really do much with this Wick buff either. I tried to get an Isol, and he runs away. And I try to get a Vanya, and she also runs away. So I take my zone again, and I once again am the big bad threat of the lobby, so I get my own zone. A Felix is forced into my zone, so I pick up my kill and hold on to his traps so no one else can have them. Remember, we're not winning by traps. Then with the ABC angle, I pick up the kill on the other Vanya. This Emma is tanky as hell, so my only real way to get this one is to force her to fight me. I scavenge the inside of the Uptown building for food, and take the longest poke war with Emma ever. There goes my ult. I just have to stay alive. Does she have 10 seconds? I think this is winnable. Just gotta keep dodging. I gotta remember I have the Psych Blade too. I can't get hit by the hat though. The hat's like... When the zone expires, I finally get the sleep, and then the dunk for the kill. The amount of abilities I had to dodge in this fight, I really feel like I worked for this one. I think Vanya is just a slight buff away from being a decent character. Holy shit, that was a hard fight. I didn't do no damage and she's like half tank, but we finally got our win. Jesus Christ, dude, that felt good. That felt really good. What was that, 13 games or something? I think that was 13. Hell yeah. Vanya is the final character released this season, meaning we went 3-0 on character challenges this season. Theodore, Leanne, and now Vanya. She kills very slowly, and I think with a buff to her damage, she will be a very good pick. To see my day 1 experience with each character, click or tap the screen for my new character day 1 experience playlist.